No one noticed the man in the grey suit that morning, not on the sidewalk, not in the hotel lobby, not even in the crowd gathered to welcome the president. He blended in the way professionals always do, unremarkable, forgettable, invisible. But he noticed everything. The wind direction, the open windows, the routes that had been changed at the last minute. History would later remember November 22, 1963, as a day of shock and sorrow. But in the shadows, it was remembered as something else entirely, a conclusion. President John F. Kennedy had been warned. For months, whispers had reached his inner circle. Anonymous memos, interrupted phone calls, briefings that ended too abruptly. Kennedy had angered powerful forces, intelligence agencies, military contractors, foreign interests, even members of his own government. He spoke of dismantling the intelligence community into 1,000 pieces. He questioned endless wars. He pushed back against covert operations he never approved but would always be blamed for. And in Washington, there were men who believed presidents were temporary but power was permanent. Officially, the story would be simple: a lone gunman, a troubled man with a rifle, acting on his own. The public needed closure, not questions. But simplicity is often the mask worn by lies. Behind closed doors, the reality was more complicated. Days before the assassination, a classified meeting took place, never recorded, never acknowledged. A small group discussed containment, not of a foreign enemy, but of the president himself. They feared Kennedy was unpredictable, too idealistic, too dangerous to long-term interests. He had begun back-channel talks with adversaries. He was pulling troops out where others wanted escalation. Worst of all, he was learning too much. The decision, according to the conspiracy, was not spoken aloud. It didn't need to be. Plans moved through layers, each compartment knowing only its piece. Plausible deniability was the real architect. One group altered the motorcade route. Another ensured security gaps. Others manipulated intelligence reports before and after the event. If anyone asked questions, they would be buried under paperwork, redacted lines, and national security warnings. On the streets of Dallas, chaos unfolded in seconds. Shots rang out. The crowd screamed. The motorcade sped away. And almost immediately, the machinery of narrative went to work. Evidence was collected, then misplaced. Witnesses contradicted each other, then recanted. Some died mysteriously years later. Files were sealed for decades for the good of the nation. The man blamed would never stand trial. Within hours, officials reassured the public there was no conspiracy. Within weeks, a commission was formed, staffed by people with conflicts no one questioned at the time. Their conclusion came quickly, confidently, and conveniently. Case closed. Except it never was. Why were autopsy reports altered? Why did medical staff tell different stories? Why were intelligence agencies monitoring the accused before the assassination, yet claimed no prior concern? Why did classified documents continue to be withheld long after everyone involved was dead? Every unanswered question became a crack. Every crack became doubt. Years later, a retired analyst too old to fear consequences would quietly say to a journalist, the operation wasn't about killing a man. It was about preserving control. Kennedy's death was a message to future presidents. Step too far outside the lines, and history will remember you, briefly. The journalist tried to publish the story. Editors declined. Advertisers pulled out. Sources disappeared. The article never ran. And so the truth, whatever it truly is, remains suspended between fact and fiction, sealed behind classified stamps and public fatigue. Maybe the conspiracy is real. Maybe it's not. But one thing is certain. The assassination of President Kennedy did more than end a life. It taught the world that power doesn't always wear a face, that truth can be negotiated, and that sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't a gun. It's silence.